Before anyone asks, no, I'm not coming back to regular Train Sim World reviews. I just thought that I would make a rare exception to discuss the recent shenanigans involving Dovetail's announcement regarding the forums. Before we go any further, I'd like to ask anyone who wants to leave a comment on this video to be civil and respect other people's opinions. If you can't do that, and are just going to accuse me of only making this video for the views, or if you default to insults or strawman arguments rather than properly addressing people's comments, I'm not interested in what you have to say. I don't want to see any abusive comments, regardless of whether they're directed at myself or anyone else. Of course, that also includes people that work for Dovetail Games. Recently, Dovetail made the announcement that they are shutting down the general discussion and off-topic threads on their forums at the end of June. Apparently, they'll be concentrating their moderation efforts on their own Discord server. I suppose that's fair enough, but on the other hand, this announcement has generated a lot of controversy in the TSW community, and I agree with those who think DTG kind of shot themselves in the foot with this one. I typically didn't use the forums myself because I was never really a fan of the general atmosphere over there, but I can understand why people would find the forums useful, especially in the case of the general discussion thread. Thinking back to the DTG Discord server, I have never joined it myself, nor do I have any intention of ever doing so. On the topic of Discord, I'm lucky to have found at least one server where I can discuss the TSW scene in a, for want of a better word, chill setting. I'll leave you to guess which server I'm referring to. However, I realise that Discord is more like a chat room, and consequently very different from the forums, to the point where it can be difficult to find a specific thread/message and properly reply to someone, even on an older thread. They gave multiple reasons for shutting down general discussion and off-topic, but the one reason that really stuck out to me was, and I quote, stricter moderation of toxic, inflammatory and quarrelsome behaviour going against our code of conduct. I question exactly what they mean by toxic, inflammatory and quarrelsome. That last one sounds like a word I'd expect to hear in a 1950s era British drama series. Sure, some parts of the TSW community are genuinely toxic, especially if what I sometimes get in my comment sections is anything to go by. But how can we be sure that DTG's use of the word toxic, and the other aforementioned adjectives, doesn't also apply to those who are voicing perfectly valid constructive criticisms of their DLC and general business practices? Based on what I've seen and heard over the years, the company doesn't take kindly to even constructive criticism, and I get the sense that their attitude towards customers, especially the long-time/loyal ones, hasn't helped their reputation at all. If anything, it's only made it worse. Come to think of it, regarding all these people that are acting toxic, I wonder if that's because they're also fans of Britney Spears. From what I gather, DTG staffers have been facing some nasty abuse from a vocal minority in the community. I can understand people being frustrated at the developers for their continued practices of delivering half-baked DLC for prices that are too high, but that doesn't justify abusing the people working for Dovetail. I may have been very critical of Dovetail's products in the past, and I don't think my criticisms were baseless, but even I still have a moral compass to the point where I do not condone the behaviour of those people who have been harassing DTG staffers. That's really not kosher, guys, and that behaviour can reflect poorly on the TSW community as a whole. I'd like to think that most of us are decent people that won't harass the developers. So this has been my 2 cents on the DTG forum controversy. You're welcome to discuss the situation in the comments section below this video, as long as you remember what I said earlier about being civil and respecting different opinions. All things considered, I don't understand DTG's decision to shut down general discussion as a whole. Why not just keep the forum thread up and get more moderators so they can weed out the individuals who are actually being nasty, rather than, for want of a better way to put it, tarring everyone with the same brush. The way DTG has gone about this situation comes across as a knee-jerk reaction to me, and I wonder what will become of the TSW scene as a whole going forward. I dare say only time will tell. For whatever reason, I will sign off by recommending a random song from the early 1980s. The song in question is the extended mix of That's Good by Devo. If you've stuck around to the end of the video, you win a Teletubby who's obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine. It's Tanky Winky